joy. We back in joy. Oh, they was in the parking lot.
They should love. Welcome. This is us live from BedfordHills Correctional Facility. Please share. Free joy pop. Free all political prisoners.
Careful.
Turning everything beautiful into hopelessness. All our lives we've been running from hopelessness. Yeah. What you know about hopelessness? Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn is hopelessness. Turning everything beautiful into hopelessness. All our lives we've been running from hopelessness. Yeah. I'm running, 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 I'm running from hopelessness. Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn. Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn. Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn. I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn. Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn. Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn. Got you with hope since first sermons I wrote. The moms are singing lullabies, love me some break. It was definitely off key, but they know me no notion. They ain't know me no posters, motivational quotes. Shit is not justice. It's turned on your boat. Hopelessness, wild, turning your jokes. They not down one step off of the ropes, though. Life can't blow by. Like we know that this is just some shit I know. East Coast put the name on it. There's a town so could put some clean on it. On this high things on it, don't put no shame on it. When you look at us like it got a frame. We was hopeless, back against the wall when you was close. On the floor, we was smoking, we was hopeless. Right on the show.
I'm Frank Brown, off the political president. Watch out.
The only way that I'm killing them, turned up in gorilla troops, but you see a great husband. We ain't really in the interviews, but the whole squad is defending you. All the stuff has been traumatized, all the stuff has been traumatized. And here's the bill in the blood, don't get no whip in my back 1,000 times. Back to the basics, I'm Morpheus when I'm fighting the matrix. Can't eat, can't sleep, but I had to be patient. This labor's some ancient, my family the this, I'm courageous.
We in front of BedfordHills Correctional Facility, showing our love, showing up for our people. We understand that prisons are strategies of domestic warfare, and we will not have our people stay in these prisons no longer. Free them all, free them all.
Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn. Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn. Watch your back, 'cause everywhere you turn.
Yeah, yeah.
Freedom.
I'll say.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before the name, I'll be buried in my grave and go home You are Lord, be free.
No more weeping, baby. No more ancestors. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Turn this around. Let me, let me get into the song. My bad. I'm over here talking. No, it's all good. It's all good. You have joy. You have joy. Yeah. No, no.
Huh? Your hands don't get cold. I'm just gonna keep trying to tape it up. Thank you. People start speaking that. What happens is that
My mama, one more song to get it going. One more. One more. Let's get that. One more song and then we're gonna get it going. I think we warm up the spirit. The spirit is warming up. Come on. I believe it's
want to try it, but
we already in the sack.
that's that.
right here.
Dangerous. It's gonna fall,
Might be a little stable.
Everybody get one arm. Everybody get one arm and somebody hold on top. You hold on top. Keep going. Keep going. Take your time. Take your time. Keep going.
Right here.
No, keep going. Look over the hill. Yeah, right here.
Against the storm, past the neon, the colors, they have a place.
Well, we feel somebody on. We believe in freedom. And our
we will believe in freedom. There's something myself don't see. We don't believe in freedom. We don't believe I need to touch my power.
You might need to move back some. Sorry. They don't see them. Let's move it back some. You was right, Jasiri. One more. All right, that's good. That's good. I say. We're gonna get our candle like Vigil moving. We're gonna start off with a libation. And the reason why we're gonna start off with a libation as African people, as indigenous people, as grassroots people, that what we're doing is sacred work. This is a sacred fight. You know, we came out here because we love our community members. We come out here because we are our ancestors, we are our elders, and we continue on that work. Also, the libation helps us remember. We're going to remember Bedford Hills. We're going to remember state violence, and we're going to remember our Black liberation and our liberation traditions, responses to state violence.
Ashayo.
Libations happen in many ways. Sometimes we pour in spirit, sometimes we pour in water, sometimes it's the vibrations that come from the spirit in the heart. The libations is always about remembering. So let's put a blessings for the importance of remembering. I say. We also want to honor all of us who traveled here, and that the travels here be built on the foundation of freedom, and that you came here with a true heart to speak Mayat, to speak the truth. Ashe.
Ashe.
We're going to honor all of the directions. We come from many places, many travels, right? So for all directions, east, west, south, I don't know if I'm going the right way, north, all the directions that's in us and within us, and that our peoples come from, to the heavens and to the earth, we say Ashe.
Ashe.
We're going to pray for all of our freedom fighters, all the people that came before us and who teach us how to struggle and how to fight, and who we are extension of them. We say Ashe to our freedom fighters.
Ashe.
With that being said, I'm going to pass it to Jasiri to add some vibrations to this Ashe. Ashe. Thank you all for being here. Peace, resurrect. So, Ashe. To continue the energy and the spirit, we're going to say a poem by Asada Shakur called The Tradition. Carry it on now. Carry it on. Carry it on now. Carry it on. Carry on the tradition. There were Black people since the childhood of time who carried it on. In Ghana, in Mali, in Timbuktu, we carried it on. Carry on the tradition. We hid in the bush when the slave masters came, holding spears. When the moment was right, leaked out lance of lifeblood of our wounded masters. We carried it on slave ships, hurling ourselves into oceans, slitting the throats of our captors. We took their whips and their ships. Blood flowed in the Atlantic, and it wasn't just ours. We carried it on. Fed Missy arsenic apple pies, stole the axes from the shed, went and chopped off Master's head. We ran, we fought, we organized a railroad and underground. We carried it on. In newspapers, in meetings, in arguments, in street fights, we carried it on. In jails closed for children, in chants, in katanas, in poems, in blues songs, in saxophone screams, we carried it on. In classrooms, in churches, in courtrooms, in front of BedfordHills prison, we carried it on soapboxes, on picket lines, welfare lines, unemployment, our lives on the line. We carried it on in sittings, in praying, in marching, dying. We carried it on cold Missouri midnight, hitting shotguns against lynch mobs, on burning Brooklyn Street, hitting rocks against rifles. We carried it on against water hoses and bulldogs, against nightsticks and bullets, against tanks and tear gas, needles and nooses, against bombs and birth control. We carried it on. In Selma, San Juan, Mozambique, Mississippi, Brazil, Boston, Palestine, Congo, we carried it on. Through the lies and the sellouts, the mistakes and the madness, through pain and hunger and frustration, we carried it on. Carry on the tradition. Carried on a strong tradition. Carried a proud tradition. Carried a black tradition. We carried it on. Pass it down to the children. Pass it down. Carry it on. Carry it on now. Carry it on to freedom. Carry it on. I say.
I say. Yeah, BedfordHills! We love you!
Peace and love, family. Thank you, everybody, for being out here. I'm Frank Brown of the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition. For those of you who don't know, the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition was started by Sekou Odinga, former political prisoner who did over 33 years in prison. And he didn't forget those who were still in prison, so that's why he decided that he was going to form this organization so that he can struggle to bring them home and bring others to struggle along with that. Before we start our program, we got to acknowledge those who came out, those organizations. First, before that, we want to give a round of applause to everybody who came out here because it's very cold. So just clap it up for yourself. Revolution, every salute to all of y'all. Hollers in the house.
Yeah.
Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition is present.
Right on.
The People's Senate.
Right on.
Independent People's Democratic Behavior Movement. Statement for women and trans people impacted by state violence.
We love you, right on.
Rap releasing aging people in prison campaign.
Right on.
Survive and punishment and punish.
Right on.
Harlem Palestine Peace Walk for Justice and Liberation.
Right on.
December 12th movement.
Right on.
Speaking from community and families of women and trans people impacted by state violence.
Right on.
Thank you, everybody, for being out here. We got some work to do. It's very cold, but regardless of the conditions outside, we know what sparks us inside to do what needs to be done. So all power to the people.
All power to the people. I say.
So definitely, we all here for our people, right? Because we understand the genocide that's happening to our people in these prisons, right? That prisons was not created for correction, for transformation. It was for enslavement. You understand? It was for enslavement, right? And that prison was created to continue to make money off of African black people and to enslave people that are oppressed to this genocide, that are oppressed to this nation. Right? We've been burdened with the sisters and the trans community inside BedfordHills Correctional Facility. That's the reason why this is happening. They organized us. We didn't organize them. They organized us. You understand? They told us that we needed to be out here. And we've been building with Reverend Joy Powell, and she has introduced us to some of those women in trans community organizers inside the prison. Right? So we want to shout them out because they are organized. And they continue to fight this genocide and this injustice that happens to them every day. I don't know if y'all seen the sign, but we got women beaters out here. Women beaters in the prison. These guards is hurting our family members. Right? So we got to put them on blast. Rev Joy calling. And so that's good because Rev Joy is here to say a few words, but also to give a statement for today, for us to empower us, the community outside, to organize with our brothers and sisters inside. Because you see what happened to our brother Robert Brooks. This is not an isolated incident. This is what happens when we alienate ourselves from our community. When we think, oh, our brothers and sisters who did these social crimes, that they are the fault. No, the government is the fault. They created the crime. There's no reparations to the genocide that has happened to our people. And that is the reason why. Right? So Reverend Joy Powell is about to come up in a few seconds, and she's going to say and give us blessings from inside.
Yeah, we ready?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna start it off with you right now. So it's gonna be you and somebody else, or somebody else first. You want to introduce her?
Yes, we got Rev Joy, Mama Rev on the line, calling live from BedfordHills. Once again, the women and the trans people in BedfordHills organized this. Mama Rev has got some people with her to start us off with our prayers. Mama Rev, it's on you.
Please, everybody, on the check-in from BedfordHills Abusive Correctional Facility. Before I go, I would like to introduce one of the ladies to speak for herself about some of the abuse that she was subjected to here in BedfordHills. Her name is Layla.
Ashe, please tell her.
I know.
Resurrect, man. We here outside, man.
Well, this place is out of control. I'm glad you guys are doing this because it's like they lost the way to eat and they see what's going on here. You know, we're females. Some of us been through a lot. I know when I first got here, my first week here, the guys talked to me like I was on the football field and I'm 120 pounds. And what's his name? JT. They call him John Baptiste.
John Baptiste.
He tackled he broke my glasses off my face because he had boots on my head, and it was 5 of them. And then after they did all that to you, they did what? They had me in medical for an hour. They weren't giving me no answer. You know, I guess they see I was a new number, so you know they take advantage of that too. When you're a new number, they think like you don't, you know. Well, we hear stories about that when we're in jail about how they do that stuff here. And did you have bruises on your face? Yeah, I had a dislocated arm. I was put on medication, and I went to the hospital for 2 days. And then after he did all that to you, did they knock you afterwards? No, they didn't. No, because it was my first ticket. Okay, so they cut. Okay, so that's rare because usually they'll break your arm, break your leg, fracture your skull, and bust your eyes open, and then they put you in solitary confinement or an OB until you get your and punish you. But I'm glad they didn't that time. Yeah, but that's one of the stories that happened here in BedfordHills. I mean, like, it's really crazy how they do. And basically, They got people here with slave mentality, and those people, they're very, very hard to deal with because mainly the staff that work here, the officers are people of color, yet they have slave mentality, and they always want to tie their way to view the dog to the slave master, okay? And so when they want to do their views and thoughts to the slave master, they always put the master's desire over their own. And so, seeing that they do that, they be like, I'm the master, I'm here for the master, and they leave. For example, they send all our legal work that comes into the jail, they don't report me to the law library, they send it back. They lie, and so I know my attorney, Nathan Gaffney, that he's only allowed to send me 10 sheets a day. 10 sheets per legal document, which is totally fabricated because the lawyer could send 1,000 documents if they're coming from a lawyer. They're not allowed to do that, but they did. And my lawyer, he's out there on a check-in and sends them files, the things that they have done. He set up legal court for me, and they won't even call me for the legal court. And I tell them, no, everything's to go. I also have a legal research certificate. Worked in the law library for 5 years, lived on the auto floor until I reported being sexually harassed and stalked by a former sergeant, Bono. They put me in solitary confinement, walked out for 4 years, threw me in DEU, lied, said that I was severely ill, and tried to diminish my credibility. And while I was there, I was teaching the ladies how to advocate a right for themselves. And I'm a part of that lawsuit that went all the way up to the highest court in the U.S. to get the disciplinary guidelines changed. I've talked to deep people so bad that their eyes set to get bruised and their legs set to get bruised. But they knocked out a girl's tooth. Did they do that? Not they was out too. They knocked out people's teeth and everything. They have a lack of medical care. They were not, I'm a diabetic, but I can't even get to diabetic meds until 1 o'clock when I'm supposed to be there at 12 and at 6 a.m. I had severe burns on my feet and couldn't get medical attention until 48 hours later. I'm supposed to be wearing some medical boots for diabetics, and I got the appointment finally after 18 years, and I got the appointment in October, and I still don't have the food. This is some of the illegal, abusive things that they do to the women here at BedfordHills, and also they tantalize the transgenders as well.
I say. We got Harlem, the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition, the People Senate, MPDM, RAP, Survive and Punish, Harlem and Palestine, D12. All of the folks is outside. Anything you want to say to the people, any instructions, any other feedback you want to give for the people coming out?
Enjoy what we have.
Power to the people!
I would like to say that we appreciate each and every one of y'all for pulling up today because we need my activism because I used to organize protests against police brutality, killing people of color that was put out. So basically, law enforcement has not changed at all. Even in prison, we grieve and we don't hear from the grievance committee until like 2 or 3 years later when it's supposed to be within 14 days. Right. Okay. They lied and locked me and the lady that's here was there for 45 days to all of our sentences and said we refused to come to a hearing where they had an earthquake and we allegedly didn't go in ourselves because we couldn't hear. First of all, we're hearing a pair. Second of all, we're over 62 years old. Third of all, they abuse elderly people. They don't have good mental health here. In fact, I said this now. It's a young lady that's in solitary confinement in her probably early 40s that attacked me. She was up for 4 days straight, hit the cross for me, crying for help. She is a schizophrenic. Crying for help. They did it to her instead. They keep closing off my door because she was going to beat me up because her mind was enemy. They opened my door. She attacked me. I had to defend myself. Being there at 62 just to get her away from me, the officer grabbed her and she commenced to beating the officer up. They have officers here working over 24 hours. In fact, my officer right now, he's been here for over 24 hours. After they call this the Department of Corrections, they have no job. They don't have vocation. Also, I have all types of degrees. I can't get a job past a quarter job. They want me to wash toilets, sweep floors, and clean the kitchen. They isolate us. I am Ida. Can I say something?
Yes, let's hear from Ida as well.
Yeah, what he's talking about is 100% true. Like we always say, you can't make this shit up. The stuff that they doing here, they trying to keep everything so quiet from the public. They trying to keep the wool over everybody's eyes out there. They know the public is paying for this. This is tax dollars doing it. But they're doing what they want to do in here because it's behind closed doors. It's behind a blue wall. They hide it. Today, y'all out there out executives from Albany walking in the facility. You know what they did to us? They locked us down. We ain't off the unit all day. They put the mess to us. They brought the child to us. They ain't letting us walk to the yard all day. Probably tonight we'll get an hour. That's the minimum by law they're supposed to give us. But otherwise, there's nothing going on in the facility today. So they want to hide us from y'all. Exactly. You know why? Because they're calling.
There's some noise out here, baby. We out here!
We out here!
We out here!
Come on! Come on! Come on!
Mama Red, do you want to say anything about your defense committee, your campaign? Anything you want to let people know how they can get in contact, how they can stay connected to that before we pass it on to somebody else to get some words?
Yes, please. I would love to say that I am much honored and grateful to have my committee. The good thing about it is, out in the street, I also have organizations for kids that so every place in the world I go, I end up getting children. And so my son, that's on now, Dr. Corey Green, and Brother John Terry, Mogadishu, Sid and all of them, they are in Jericho, Hollow, NEPPT.
I say.
The people sitting, all everybody that every Sunday, they have a meeting on 5 and 6 on rescue meeting, and they wrote out a beautiful documentation packet for me, and my lawyer, Nathan, he submitted it, and they are rejected and said that I'm not allowed to apply it. So, we're not taking no for an answer. We are moving on because I'm 100% actually innocent. Well, houses on the plantation and my community, I'm telling you, they are choose. They're all over the U.S. And we got Pastor Queen and and Jericho, in New York City, we got people in Missouri, we got people in Colorado, Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, and they're making it happen for us. And if you need to get in touch to see how you can get involved, please contact Brother, my son out there, Corey, or one of them, and ask them how could you get involved, because we want them all the help we can get. And please, stay on it, stay on your blind. Thank you so much. We love y'all.
We love you.
Love you.
Free Will Joy.
Siri. Siri.
What's the call?
Free 'em all.
I say, I know it's getting cold, so we're gonna keep the flow going. We're gonna have some statements and some words from our comrades. Speak your spirit. We're gonna start off with the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition. And then we go into the People Senate. Then we go into Impedum. Then we go into Rap, Survive and Punish, Harlem Palestine, and B12 to wrap us up. What's the call? What's the call? What's the call? What's the call? Today we're gathered here to do what needs to be done, which is to raise the consciousness of this community in Bedford Hills about who's being in prison. And those are people who have no business being there. We know that people who are suffering in the prison are people because of social conditions. But specifically, we are here because of Joy Powell, because Joy Powell is a political prisoner, and she is in there because she had the courage to fight on behalf of the community, to act on their self-determination, because they didn't attack her when she was organizing on certain things, but once she started organizing against police brutality, then it became a problem. So we understand that that was a deliberate attack by the state against our beloved comrade Joy Powell. So we're out here to raise consciousness about her innocence and the fact that we can't let her die in prison. So we have work to do, and we are expressing a solidarity position as we're out here in the cold. So that being said, what's the goal? What's the goal? What's the goal? What's the goal? Don't let political prisoners die in prison.
Don't let political prisoners die in prison.
I say shout out to the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition, started by Baba, ancestor Sekou Rodrigo, who was a freedom fighter, cage freedom fighter, and we continuing that work. Next up, we got Impedum. Impedum in the building? Anybody from Impedum in the building coming through? We also got Jericho in the building that supported this, and Jericho will be speaking as well. Impedum in the building? Let's go to Rap. Rap in the building?